Hello guys, very good morning. Welcome to the flipped classroom session. Let's continue our module 4, which is about defining the system. There are some 6 team skills, of which we have studied team skill 1 on analyzing the problem, team skill 2 which is about understanding the user and stakeholders need. Now we are learning team skill 3 which is defining the system, and we have already learned in the last session about the use case primer. In this session we will be learning organizing the requirements information and the vision document. Organizing requirements information has been covered in chapters 15 and the vision document has been covered in chapter 16 of our prescribed textbook. So let's begin the topic. Chapter 15 is about organizing the requirements information. We already learned about the requirements management process. What is requirements management process? It's a process in which the requirements are elicited, organized and documented. So the second task is about organizing the requirements. Now why we have to organize these requirements? What is the importance behind this organizing requirements? Is it necessarily required to organize these requirements? If so, for what sort of systems we should focus more on organizing these requirements? The project or the application can be categorized into 3 ways: small project, medium project and bigger or a complex project. When we say small project, there we may expect some 10 to 50 requirements, and when we say about medium project, we may expect some 100 plus requirements, and we think about the bigger or the larger project, we should think on the number of requirements that it may flow. It may be roughly 500 plus 2. So it will be very important for the business analyst to organize all those 500 plus requirements in order to develop the right solution for the stakeholders. So why is it very much required to organize these requirements information? It may be the category of project which is small, medium or larger. Still, the business analyst sit for organizing the requirements information. The idea behind this organizing requirements is for communicating with the stakeholders and to describe the behavior of the system. The system's behavior is being expressed through to the stakeholders by means of organizing these requirements. Now, how it is going to be organized? Normally, it is organized in a document called requirement specification document. Now, this is very much suited for the small project or the medium project. And what about the complex or the bigger or the larger project where 500 plus requirements flow? And that is how this topic takes into. First, let's understand what is this complex system about. Complex system is a system that contains n number of subsystems. As you look on this slide, you can see there is a system which has been partitioned into subsystem A, subsystem B and subsystem C. And again, it is further being partitioned or refined into subsystem A2, subsystem A1 and subsystem A2. And similarly, subsystem C is being refined to subsystem C1 and subsystem C2. And still, if required, these subsystems are further going to be refined based on the stakeholders' needs. Now, this is how the complex system will be organized, and as you look into this design constraint, you can understand how much it is important to organize the requirement carefully for each and every systems. Now, as we said, the small project and the medium projects can be easily organized in a single document called requirements specification document. But this requirement specification document is not well suited for complex system. Why? As you saw in the last slide, where the design of the system is in a hierarchy or a level way, contains so many subsystems where each subsystem is going to perform some specific task, and each task is going to be defined with some requirement set. Now when more number of requirements set accumulate, it becomes tough for the business analyst to put together all these requirements under a single document. I mean to say, the volume of the documentation involved for the complex system is going to be larger and larger. So what is the approach followed to organize the requirement for these kind of systems? The approach that is followed is, look at this slide, there is the entire system which is yet to be partitioned. Now this system is going to have its own requirement set. Now develop a document that is going to contain only the requirement set of the overall system, and move to the next level of partitioning, where this is going to carry some individual documents that contain the requirement set again for each subsystems. Let's say subsystem A is going to have one requirement set, subsystem B is going to have one requirement set documentation, subsystem C is going to have one requirement set documentation, and similarly for the next level subsystems go with the requirements document individually for all the subsystems denoted here. So that's the approach being discussed here. So the approach followed for organizing the requirements in the complex system can be in this way. Create the system level requirement set. Now this system level requirement set is going to contain all the requirements that the system is going to have as its functionality, and it is going to describe all the functions individually. Once the system level requirement sets are ready, then develop the requirements for individual subsystems. So the subsystems functionality are individually going to be explained in every document. So this will focus on the entire system as well as the subsystems that were being partitioned in the complex system. So this level of partitioning of organizing these requirements will give the business analyst and the stakeholders an idea of how the systems are being organized and how the systems are going to function in coordinating with the system and the subsystems. Now in the way organizing these requirements in the industry, they follow vision document, common supplementary specification document, and the use case specification document. We said the small project and the medium project requires a document called requirement specification document. Whereas for this complex system, there are three kinds of document which are going to be maintained, and these three documents are vision document, supplementary specification document, and use case specification document. So these three documents we will be studying in detail in further sessions, but as of now we will learn the vision document completely. Now the chapter 16 focuses on the vision document. Now what is this vision document? This vision document is the vision document is used to collect, analyze, define the high-level user needs and features. This means the document gives the overview of the product from the user perspective, from the stakeholder's perspective. Whatever the user needs and the features that is being collected, that is being carefully being loaded into the vision document. The purpose of this vision document is, this vision document is taken further for communication with the stakeholders and to gain agreement with the stakeholders. This doesn't stop with this. This also further gives the overview of the product in a significant perspective manner, and it is easily understandable by all the stakeholders. There is a template that is followed for the software product vision document. Now this template has these following parts. As you look into, section 1 is on introduction. The introduction session carries the overview of the entire vision document. This is as like your textbook index. So what the textbook contain has the same way what is the vision document is going to contain, what for this vision document is. So all these will be carried over in section 1 introduction. Section 2 is on user description. From the user perspective or based on the user's needs, what are the points, what are the requirements gathered, all these requirements will be flowed in section 2 as user description. Section 3 is on product overview. Now this section is very important for the development team, so this is very well carefully managed that it contains a block diagram that describes about how the system is going to be developed or how the system is expected from the stakeholder to look like. So this contains an entire view about the product. The section 4 is on feature attributes. So this section will contain all the listed features by the stakeholders along with their attributes. The attributes that we already studied is superstar. So taking that frame, the attributes will be designed for every feature individually. Section 5 is on product features. So here again we list the product features along with their description. When we say product features are described, it means it explains completely about how the feature 1 or how the feature 2 or how each feature is going to work, how each feature is going to perform its function. So that is going to be explained in this product features. Section 6 is about exemplary use cases. For each feature that we have discussed in the previous section 5, a use case diagram will be drawn or a use case template will be written stating this is how the feature will do its service. Section 7 is on other product requirements. This focuses more on non-functional requirement. As you looked at section 5, this focused more on functional requirements. And this section 7 focus on non-functional requirements like availability, reliability, performance, and so on. Section 8 focuses on documentation requirements. So this will describe what the documentation has to be developed in order to support the successful implementation of this project. And the 9th section is on glossary, which always tends to be a unique matter for the new users or the beginners. So it will contain the abbreviations, new technical terms, definition, or the reference which is being used for this project completion. So this is what is about the vision document template. So let's summarize what are the things we saw in the vision document. Section 1 is introduction. Section 2 is about user description. Section 3 is on product overview. Section 4 feature attributes. Section 5 is on product features. Section 6 is exemplary use cases. Section 7 is other product requirements. Section 8 is documentation requirements, and section 9 is glossary. There is one more type of document called a Delta Vision document. Now there is a little difference between vision document and Delta Vision document. What is vision document? This vision document contains the overview of the product, the purpose of the product, how and why this product is going to be developed. Both from the stakeholders and from the development perspective, the vision document is going to carry the information. Now this vision document contains the following information: general information about the user, about the stakeholders, and about the business needs. It also contains users and markets needs. It contains the features of 1.0. This 1.0 is for the very first time when the product is released. We call the product release as version 1.0. So what were the features involved in the version 1.0, and other requirements. This is nothing but the non-functional requirements used for product 1.0. And future features. What are the other features that are incomplete or are yet to be added to this version 1.0? So all these will be included in the document called vision document for the very first release of the product, version 1.0. Now when we move to the next release, let's say version 2.0, we don't use vision document, or we don't call the document as vision document, we call it as Delta Vision document. Now what does this Delta Vision document contain? This Delta Vision document contains all the documents that were being in Vision 1.0, along with the new features that are added in the existing product, and the features that were being removed or deleted from the existing product, and the other future features that are yet to be added to this product. Now all these things put together will form the Delta Vision document 2.0, which is the next version of the first release. Now both these vision and Delta Vision document together, when we put together, we call it as the whole product definition. Now that is what the Delta Vision mean. I summarize it. When the product is released for the very first time, the document that we write for the product is termed as Vision document 1.0. It contains the general information about the product, the features that were being used in this product, and the further future features that are yet to be added. When we go with the next releases, we call it as the Delta Vision document, and this document contains the additional informations like new features that were being added to the existing release, some features that were being removed from the existing product, and the future features that are yet to be added to the existing release. Now combining this vision and the Delta Vision documents gives us the whole product definition. So with this we'll end up with the theory part, what is about vision document. Let's go on with some tool. I mean to say the IBM Requisite Pro tool, which is used to create this vision document. What is this IBM Requisite Pro tool? Let me say this is not an open source tool. This is a licensed version tool. This is available in our SJT Lab G18. If you wish to practice this tool, Requisite Pro, you can always go to the lab, find the free slots, and make sure you can use this tool. Now this IBM Requisite tool is widely being used across the globe by all the software industry for this requirement management process. So let's have some introduction about this tool, and then we'll go into how to create this vision document. IBM Requisite Pro is a requirements management tool. So this is going to do eliciting the requirement, organizing the requirement, and obviously documenting the requirement. This Requisite Pro tool gives a hand-in help to the software development team in order to identify the correct problem for which they are going to work, and to deliver the right solution at the right time and at the budget that was being given. So it is going to help the software team to produce a quality product within the stipulated time and allotted budget. This Requisite Pro tool contains the power of database. When I say database, it contains Microsoft Access and Microsoft Word. Now these two are the power of requisites, or called as the power of requisites, because it helps the business analyst to organize and prioritize the requirements, and to trace the requirements, and to map the relationship among the requirements when they get inside the project development. This is the home page of how the Requisite Pro tool look like. Now this is what the home page that we saw in the last slide. Let me just tell you what does this home page contain. Now this pyramid shape that you look in is the project that we create for the new applications. This symbol that you look in is the package, and the vision document or any other document. We said 3 types of document: vision document, use case specification document, and supplementary specification document. Now these documents will be denoted with this word symbol. This square bracket symbol will denote the functional and non-functional requirements. Now this symbol will denote us the view. This we will study later. This is the Windows Explorer, which shows us the information about the application. This is the description, which tells about the project that we are developing, and this is the status bar that says the tool is ready for using. And the top here we can see the main menus of this Requisite Pro. What are the main menus? File, Edit, View, Requirement, Traceability, Tools, Window, and Help. And below the main menus you can see the toolbar. Okay, here you look at this Word document. If you click on this, you will be able to open a vision document or a supplementary document or a use case specification document. If you want to create the requirement, you can simply click on this square bracket. If you want to save your application, click on this save. If you want to open a new file, click on this symbol. If you want to open the existing file, then click on this. Okay, so this is the introduction about the home page of the Requisite Pro. Now first we will learn how to create the project. So here is the home page of the Requisite Pro. Go on, click this file, click new, and click on this project. So when you click on this project, this dialog box appears where you can click on this blank, select this blank, and click on this OK button. When you click on this blank, this dialog box is opened. In this dialog box, you have to fill up the name of your project, then where you want to save your project. Then by default, this contains MS Access database and a line of description about your project. So here I have given the name of the project as Online Examination System, and here I have described in a line saying developing online software for examination system. So once we are done with these information, we can click OK and click OK. When we click both the OKs, then this dialog box appears saying the requisite project was successfully created. Now click close. So when you click close, there is a project being created with the name that we have given, that is Online Examination System. Okay, the pyramid symbol, as we said, it denotes the project. Now the project that we have created here is Online Examination System. Now on this project, right click and select Properties. When you select the properties, there is a dialog box appears. This dialog box is about project properties. This contains documents, document types, attributes, general, revision, and requirements type. Okay. Now in this, you type the requirements type and click OK. Now when you select the requirements type, this is the dialog box being changed here. Now click add button here. When you click the add button, another one dialog box get open. Now these are the things that we learn how to add the requirements. So once I will get back. So this is where we started. We have created a project called Online Examination System. So once we have created the project, now we are ready to add the requirements. Now what kind of requirements we are going to add? We are going to add the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements. Okay. So how to add the requirements? Right click on this project, choose properties. This is the dialog box appears. Click this requirement type. When you click this requirement type, click this add button. When you click the add button, this is the requirement type appears. Now in this requirement type, give the name as functional requirement if you are going to add the functional requirement, or if you are going to add non-functional requirement, then write it as non-functional requirement, and give a one-line description. What is this requirement about? So here we have given functional requirement. This explains the system operation. So we are going to create the very first requirement. By default the requirement number will be 1. Then you can add the tag prefix. Okay, here for functional requirement I have given as FEAT to denote the functional requirement. So once I have given the name, description and tag prefix, I click OK. When I click OK, now my tag prefix feed along with the functional requirement appears here. Now I'll click OK. When I clicked OK, now I have denoted the functional requirement with some tag prefix. I'm going to add the functional requirements to that. Now how I'm going to add this functional requirement? Again, right click on this project, go to new and select requirement. Now when I select the requirement, this is the dialog box appears, where if I click this button, I'll get my feed functional requirement. Here I can add the functional requirements that I wanted to add. Now let's say our functional requirement is about authentication. I'll give the initial requirement 1 as authentication and a text that describes this functional requirement, which is login with valid username and password, and by default these will be there. So you have to just mention the functional requirement along with the description, and once you have done with that, click OK. So when you do so, your functional requirement 1 called authentication will be created under this project. Similarly, go and add functional requirement 2, functional requirement 3 and functional requirement 4. Now how to add the non-functional requirements? Again follow the same step. Right click on this project, go to properties. Now click here add button. When we click this add button, this dialog box opens. Now here you type non-functional requirement, give the description of what this non-functional requirement mean. Now give the tag prefix. So what I will do, I'll go right click this project and click on the project properties. Now this dialog box open, click this add button. Now in this dialog box I give the requirement type as non-functional requirement, describe this non-functional requirement and then give the tag prefix as NFR and click OK. Now when you click OK, your non-functional requirement along with the tag prefix is created here. Okay, and now again click OK. Now the same way, go and right click your project and then choose requirements properties. Now this dialog box appears, this in which you click on this button, scroll button, and choose non-functional requirement, because we are going to add the non-functional requirement. What is the non-functional requirement we are going to add? We are going to add security. We have already added functional requirements. Now we are trying to add non-functional requirements. So choose non-functional requirement here and write the non-functional requirement name, which is security. I call the first requirement as security, and write the text, and once you have done with that, click OK. So likewise you add non-functional requirement 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now this is how the functional and non-functional requirements are being created. Now let's see what is the step to be followed in order to create the vision document. Now how to create the vision document? Again go to this project, right click, choose this properties. So early when we are trying to add the requirements, we clicked on this requirements types. Now we will click on this document types. Okay, to create the vision document, go right click the project, choose the project properties. Now select this document type. Okay, now when you click on this document type, this is the dialog box open. Now over here give the name as vision document. vision document we are going to create. So give the name as vision document. In the description, write a line about the vision document. Purpose is to give the overview of the whole project with respect to objective, requirements and flow of project. And over here, file extension, choose the file, give the file extension as VC. VC stands as the extension for this vision document. Now default requirement type will be functional requirement. We will not bother about this part. We'll just fill in name as vision document, description about this vision document, and we'll give the file extension as VC. Then we'll come directly to this outline tab. Over here, name, click on the scroll button, pull down, you can see, scroll down, you can see RUB vision document. Select this. RUB stands for Rational Unified Process. Rational Unified Process. Select this RUB vision document. Click on this and you will get this. Now you click on OK. So once you have done that, again go to the project, click new. Now select the document. Now when you click on this document, the document properties dialog box open. Now over here you write the name for the vision document that we are going to use for our application. Our project name is Online Examination System. Okay, so I am writing the name as vision document for online exam system, and there is a description about this vision document. Write the description about this, and then over here in the document type, just scroll down, select the vision document that we have created in the early step, in the last step. Okay, so what we are going to do, go right click this project, select the document properties, give the name of the vision document, write the description of the vision document, and directly over here document type, choose the vision document and click on this OK button. So this is how the dialog box was, and when you clicked on this OK button, there is a vision document template opened for you. So immediately when you clicked on this OK button, there will be a Word document opened with the name that we have created. What was the name we created? Vision document for online exam system. Now this document is in Microsoft Word. Now the templates that we have studied right from the introduction, user perspective, product overview, all those things you will find out in this Word document. Now how you will get to know the vision document is created. In your project you can see the word symbol stating the name vision document for online exam system. So this will tell your vision document is successfully created. With this, we stop with the requested Pro tool that is being used for creating the vision document, and we end up with module 4. Any queries that you have based on these topics, you can post now in the WhatsApp group or in the Moodle blogs, whichever is useful for you, or you can even email me about the questions or the doubts that you have for. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you. Have a good day.